Hello. It's the 6th of December, Wednesday the 6th of December. It is hair washing day again. So I'm treating you once again to the Christmas strawberry. I'm very, very hot. I have no shawl on. I haven't even got the shawl on the chair because I've just had a shower and washed my hair. It's lunchtime and I'm just so hot. I am absolutely melting. The reason for the towel is I'm trying to be a bit kinder to my hair. I always let it dry naturally, but I've not been very nice to it this year. What with one thing and another, I've just been scraping it up into a clip and not taking care of it when I wash it and so on. And so I've knocked all the curl out of it, which is a shame because I was enjoying my curly hair. And it was kind of a gift from the chemotherapy that I hadn't expected. So I feel a bit like I ought to be taking a bit more care of my hair. So I've started doing this. Rather than just like comb it through and leave it to dry naturally, which is what I have been doing. And then it goes all frizzy and then it makes me angry. So I drag a brush through it and make it more frizzy. And then I have to put it in a clip. What I'm doing now is I'm putting it in the towel for an hour or so. Let some of the wet soak into the towel and then I'm drying it with a diffuser. I did that Sunday for the first time and I should have taken a picture when I'd finished. It was so curly. It did drop a bit after I'd slept on it and everything, but it still kept a bit more wave than it has been doing. So yeah, I've got to be a bit kinder to my hair. Right, December the 6th. We are a quarter of the way through Vlogmas already and I nearly forgot what it was called. I've got a confession again. I'm going to start with Moonlight Fibre. This is your rustle warning headphone wearers. With Moonlight Fibre, I've been making a Pagona by Stephen West. Let's have a look at... Oh, let's have a look at today's colour. Oh. So, this is today's colour. Now you know how fond of green I am. I'm trying to cover up the red. This is beautiful. I was making a Pagona. I was knitting on it yesterday. Yesterday was the Pagona turn. And I knit on it till about 5 o'clock in the evening. And I kept putting it down and taking breaks. Because one of the things was, I've got new glasses. These are not them. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed I've got my old glasses back on. I cannot do the new glasses. They touch my face. They've set off hypersensitivity all over. I itch. Every part of me itches. Everything is uncomfortable. There is no clothing I can put on that doesn't make me want to rip it off. I want to rip my skin off. And when you start the Pagona, there's lots and lots and lots of stitch markers all in the same place. And they were clattering as I knit and I was feeling them with my hands and I had to keep putting it down. And I looked at it and I'm a grown-up. I know that sometimes I just have to grit my teeth and get through something that's making me feel so hypersensitive like that. But I kept putting it down and I kept looking at it and I wasn't loving it. These were days 2 and 3 of the yarn. Day 1 was a full skein that I'd put aside to use at the end for something else. I pulled it down because I did not think that those 2 yarns were being shown to the best advantage. And I looked at the next couple of yarns that were coming up, which are, where are we? Days 4 and 5. This is 4, the yellow is 5. And I just thought, I'm not liking the way it looks. It's not going to look the way it looked in my head. Because it's going to be so large, I'm going to get to the point where if I'm lucky, getting 2 rows out of 20 grams. And it just wasn't the way I'd envisaged it. So I thought, right, I'm pulling it out. Excuse me. And so I did. I pulled it out and immediately cast on something that I'd been planning to do for Advent right from the very, very beginning, but had changed my mind about. This is the Morrison scarf. Now, I know you only saw it with this yarn, the Pagona, but you'll have to take it from me. This looks a million times better. It's showing the yarn off to much better effect, and I've enjoyed knitting it. So much so, I stopped at 11 o'clock last night because I had to go to bed because I was keeping everyone else up who had to get up and go to work this morning. But I am going to cheat and I'm going to finish putting these colours in today, even though it is the turn of something else. Sorry, my frog is back. Because I'm just enjoying knitting this so much. And I think this is going to work much, much better for the yarn. I know the light's shining through a little bit, but I think you can see. So, the Morrison scarf pattern will be linked below. And when I finish those 2 yarns, the next time I knit on it, these 2 will be going in. And by then, I will have another one to go with this. So, I'm going to make sure that they may not go in the order that they came out of their wrappers, because I want to make sure there's contrast. So, for example, if the day after this is, you know, this pink, then I might swap that around to get plenty of contrast. So that's my confession. I've pulled something down and I've started something else that I like much, much better. I don't know if you'd watched the podcast and remembered I'd already prepared the cuff, ready to knit this, and then changed my mind, talked myself out of it, did the Pagona instead. It was a mistake. Okay. The other thing, frog, that I knit on yesterday was this, which I'm now quite confidently calling a bunch of little minis cowl. I'm sure that's what it's called now. So that was yesterday's colour. The marker is showing the day before's. This one I'm knitting on every day. The little beaded stitch marker. This was from my friend Caroline at Aria Bark Designs. She's made them for friends, for birthdays, for prizes, for all sorts of things. She actually made, I don't know how well you can see him. Can you see that little mouse? No, you can't see. Let me bring him closer. Hang on. You see the little mouse there? She made him last year and a couple of others for prizes when I did the Help for Ukraine make-along. Can I get that back on there okay? Yes. Success. Oh no, it's wonky. I'll sort that out in a minute. Don't look at it. If that's going to bother you the way it's bothering me, don't look at it. Yeah. So she does the most phenomenal beaded stitch markers. And I don't know how she does it. I would not have the patience. These things are so tiny. The beads are so, so small. Where's it gone? See, I do need those new glasses, don't I? I just don't know how she does it. The needle must be almost invisible. But yeah, so it's a little Christmas tree bauble, and I won that actually from her. If I remember when I'm editing, I'll link her Ko-fi shop below, but it is linked below her podcast, Aria Bark, and I expect most of you watch that anyway, so. Shall we see what today's yarn is going to be? I can't believe that the lime green that I love so much is going to continue. So let's find out. I hope this is 6, not 9. I think it is. It's a bit difficult with the... It's not lime green, but I'm not disappointed. But I am wondering if it is actually number 9. It looks like a 6. Bear with me a minute. I think it's 9, you know. So I've kind of spoiled the surprise for myself for day 9, but it's okay. So this, I think, is day 6. When you see day 9, you'll realise why I did not think it could possibly be day 6, because each colour's followed it on from the one before so far, and that one didn't. So yeah, I'll have forgotten it by day 9. When is day 9? Saturday? Yeah, I'll have forgotten it by then. So there we go. That, I'm fairly confident, is day 6. So I'll be knitting that later. The next rotation is my shortest day shawl. This has had very little love. Very, very little love. Look at the astonishing amount of work that I have produced on my shortest day shawl. I don't know how many rows that is. Not many. There is still this much. Oh, that is the second skein. Oh, well, that's something. There is still this much of day 2. Days 3 and 4. And day 5. So I've got plenty to be getting on with that. And we're just going to open day 6. This is the Mouse Witch Yarns Advent, by the way. And this was obviously a naughty one because it's already in a ball. This is day 6, which is coming out a lot more blue than it should be. Let me see. Let's see if I can... Oh gosh, that's fallen in there now. Right, I'm going to try and show you them all in progression. Get out of there. So, that's the way they go. So I've got all of those and most of day 2 to put in. It's a lot. Right, you go back in there. You go back in there. And you two I'll sort out as I come to. Okay. Things are getting a bit behind. I've wasted half the day. And I'm a bit cross about that. Cross with myself for having done that. Because I've got some jobs. I've done some little jobs this morning, but I've also got some jobs to get on with this afternoon. So I've probably cut my knitting time in half today, at least. Which is annoying. But I've no one but myself to blame. I'm the one that went back to sleep for a bit. Okay. Ducky Darlings. With this one, I'm knitting the All the Time sweater. There's been no work on it since I showed it to you yesterday, so I'm not going to show it. Because I am trying to keep these short. And we're already at nearly 15 minutes by the looks of things. Oh my gosh. I forgot to prepare myself before I looked. So, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is the Ducky Darlings theme. And this is Willy Wonka. That's beautiful. The colour before it was Chocolate River. No, the colour before it was Oompa Loompa. Oh wow, that's going to look stunning. I can admire it after I've finished talking to you, can't I, rather than waste time. Okay, cracking on, because we've already overrun by half as much again my target time of 10 minutes. My Yarny Corner. With this, I'm knitting the Quadrophenia blanket. I don't know why I struggle with that name. By Kay Jones of the Bakery Bees. Oh, this is very pretty. And there's another sweetie, which is good news because I'm hungry and I can't have my lunch until I've done some jobs. I'm guessing that's going to be some other exotic tropical creature. Yesterday's was elephant. I was right. Oh, that's lovely. And I think this is the last colour to go into that segment of the blanket. Oh, that's going to round it off really nicely. Let me just get my sweetie. Talk amongst just elves. Right then. Blanket is tomorrow's knitting. I don't know what this is. It might... Oh, I thought it was a sherbet lemon, but it's got a red bit, look. I'll have to eat it and see. In the interest of scientific experiment, I shall eat this sweetie so I can report to you what it was. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Poppy hasn't even bothered to wake up to talk to you. I'm very sorry. She's so rude. She's a bit moody this week. She's taken against Dave. Dave is her favourite person on earth. She loves Dave. She follows him everywhere. She herds him to where she wants him to be, like a dog. She is just absolutely obsessed with Dave. But Saturday night, and I don't want you to misunderstand this, there were a couple of mishaps, and they happened within 2 or 3 minutes of each other. First of all, he went to open a cupboard door in the kitchen, and she like skidded into it and whacked her head. And then he came out or into the kitchen, and she shot through in the opposite direction, and he nearly squashed her with the door. And since then, she's been right off him. If he goes to stroke her, she goes... She's not very happy with him at all. But yesterday, I'm benefiting from this because yesterday she kept asking me for loves. And normally she doesn't really bother with me much. I'm allowed to sit in her room and knit and talk to you guys. But when Poppy says it's bedtime, she comes and throws me out. Literally. The Zoom ladies have witnessed this occurrence on more than one occasion. So it's best not to anger her, really. Right, now we're nearly at 20 minutes and I'm going to go away and I'm going to leave you alone and I will see you tomorrow.